everybody's talking about, well, you're not talking about it yet, but hopefully by the time this is all over, everyone will be talking about Social Shout. What is it? It's a rewards program for the social networks, the social graph. How it works is you earn points based on your level of activity across the various social networks. For instance, a friend on Facebook would be worth 10 points. A tweet on Twitter would be worth 8 points. A check-in on Foursquare would be worth 4 points, and so on. Once you've got those points, then you can go to our merchant sites, our partners, and then you can use those points to offset against the great deals and offers and incentives that they have there for you. When you do that, we will then send a social shout out to your social network so that your friends and your followers will be updated on what you're doing. So we really see it as a four-way win. The users win because they get a financial benefit by doing something that they're essentially already doing, which is connecting on their social networks anyway. The merchants are going to win because they obviously get word-of-mouth advertising across those social networks. The friends, your friends, are going to win because they're getting information about deals, offers, and incentives from someone that they trust, which is you. And the social networks are going to win because we're obviously increasing the traffic across all of the social networks. In terms of market, we obviously see this just initially as an e-commerce play. Social commerce, I guess, is what it is these days. In the US, we're talking about a $250 billion market. Here in India, I guess 500 million or so. Where we see it going ultimately, though, as the dumb phone dies and the smartphone comes alive, what we see is going to happen is that those two things will merge. Will merge with the traditional e-commerce, will come into the offline commerce, if you like. And that's a $4 trillion market in the US. When those things merge, we believe Social Shout is going to be there to basically add that social element to what is essentially local and mobile services. So if we can shoot into the demo just quickly, all you need to do is go to socialshout.me, live demo. We're brave and we think we can do it. Just talk amongst yourselves. Now I've already logged on here, as you can see. My profile is there with my Facebook points already established. My Twitter points, if I was to go into my Foursquare account and log into my Foursquare account, nothing worse than dead air from a presentation. That's my personal email if anybody wants to get in touch.
And the password?
Sorry, what was that?
And the password?
Yeah, you can have that too. We're going to allow you to have a bit of a look. Now, we're only tracking your statistics. We're not really concerned about what you're saying, just how many times you're saying it and where you're going. Talking amongst ourselves. Talking amongst ourselves. A little bit slow here on the internet. I promise you that it will update my Foursquare points. It will, won't it? Haven't quite got the refresh going. Okay, apologies for that one. So now this is, the point at the top hasn't refreshed, but you can see my statistics down here. I've got my friends and how many points I've earned. So obviously for Twitter, the same thing, my followers, how many points, and my Facebook activity, my friends, and how many points. So as you log onto these particular social networks, they go from grey to coloured. Obviously there's a bit of a hiccup there on that point refresh. So what I do then is I go to the various deals that are on offer. In this case, I get a 25% discount if I spend $15,000 on a nice watch for the wife. That'll take us to a checkout page where essentially we can use this slider to adjust our points, how many points we're going to give in return for what sort of discount. What we then do is go check out and shout. Thank you, sir. That wasn't a question. You don't need to go to the toilet.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So then we go to the checkout page. We follow through with the payment gateway and go through the normal checkout procedure. By this stage, we've already done a social shout onto our Facebook in this case. And so if I go back to my profile page on Facebook, with just a little bit of luck, we will see a shout out for that $15,000 watch that I just bought the wife. Let's hope she doesn't see the presentation, otherwise I need to explain why my girlfriend's getting it. And there it is, there's a $15,000 watch, a shout out basically saying what the discount was, what the product was, where I got it from, and essentially that's it. So, oh, you missed a dance. Right. So I'd really encourage you to go and check it out, because there ain't no doubt everybody's talking about.
Social shout.
Yeah, that wasn't much of a shout. Right, thank you. Happy to take any questions.
So did you guys kind of conceptualize this idea on the weekend and